Good morning and welcome to all BSc second year students of Fishery Science in online lecture series of paper 9 semester 4th Fishcraft and Gear Technology. In this paper we have studied first classification of fishing methods, then we have completed the second important article, fabrication of fishing gear, and after the fabrication of fishing gear we have studying the materials used in manufacturing of fishing gears. In these materials used in manufacturing of fishing gears, number of material these are to be used, number of, that is, ropes, threads these are to be used, wire these are to be, ropes these are to be used, number of netting yarn these are to be formed, braided yarn these are to be formed, then twisted yarn these are to be developed, these are to be formed. Means these materials, that may be natural material, that may be synthetic material, their properties, physical properties, chemical properties, biological properties, and man-made fibers, all these materials these are to be studied, these are to be seen. Then we have proceed the last part, we have wind up the last articles of this unit, and these articles these are to be studying one by one in few lectures and completed the unit, that is the materials used in manufacturing. It is the most fast and somewhat a more critical, laziest. It is the new syllabus for your first time your study, hence we are bored to study what is the materials, what is the twist, what is the mean by braided netting yarn, what is mean by cable netting yarn. All these are the new terms, but these are to be studied, how to manufacture, how to construct the nets or the gears. For that purpose these material these are to be essential. During the last period, during the last part, we have seen that is different types of ropes and classification of ropes, how these ropes these are to be classified, and how these ropes these are to be used for the fishing, to construct the nets as well as to construct the vessels, or in shipping methods these ropes these are to be used. All these aspects these are to be seen in last part. Now in today's part we have seen that is number of floats. These floats these are to be used. These floats these are the important part of nets. Without float we do not manufacture, we do not fabricate the net or gear, and without these float we do not know whether the fish is to be captured or not captured. That's why these float these are the important part of fish gear or the fish nets. That's why which type of floats these are to be used, which type of float these are to be found in ancient time and in today's time, that part these are to be seen in today's lecture, today's part, that is the floats. The floats are essential components of fishing gears. The floats are essential components of fishing gears, and they help in keeping the gear at the required depth. These floats are essential components of fishing gear, and they help in keeping the gear at the required depth, obtaining proper shape during operation, maintaining vertical opening in gears like trawls, etc. These floats, why these are to be important, why these floats these are to be most used, why it is important in fishing gear? Because with the help of the float, gears at required depth, it is to be keeping gears at required depth. It is the first important. Due to the float obtaining proper shape during operation, due to the float maintaining vertical center, maintaining vertical opening of the gears and nets. Means due to these floats require depth, require shape and size in operation, and vertical position these are to be maintained. That's why these floats these are to be important in fishing nets, fishing gear. The floats used in fishing should be able to withstand pressure. These floats used in fishing should be able to withstand pressure, should be highly buoyant, should not absorb water, should not absorb water, must be light in weight, must be light in weight. It is durable and should have mean attachment. Should have mean attachment means these float. What is the characteristics of float? These float, which are the character, which are the ability of these floats? These floats is to be withstand pressure. When pressure, these are to be more pressure, these are to be maximum. Then to control this pressure, that's why withstand this pressure is the first important character. Second, these floats should be highly buoyant. It should be highly buoyant. ते पाण्यावर तरंगत राहिलं पाहिजे, पाण्यावर तरंगलं पाहिजे. Highly buoyant. Should not absorb water. It should not absorb water. When it should absorb water, then it sink to the bottom and decompose readily, rapidly. Because in water, microbes, microorganisms, these are to present, and these microorganisms, these are to be decomposed. Rotting is to be done. Hence, water should not be absorb more water. It must be light in weight. When these are to be used in net, at the time of net, these are to be handled one area to another area, one part to the other part. For handling these floats, these must be light weighted, easily handled, and these floats must be durable. These must be durable for long time, for long period. These are to be do not decompose, these are to be do not readily disturb, or these are to be brittle down. That's why these are durable and should have mean attachment. When these are to be used for netting, when these are to be used for nets or the gears, these floats, these are to be attached to the ropes, attached to the floats. These are the characters of the floats. Means it should be pressure, handled with more pressure, should be highly buoyant, should not absorb water, must be light in weight, must be durable, and have mean attachment. That's why these floats, these are to be important, these are to be most used. Then how these floats, these are to be classified. Classification of floats. The floats can be differentiated. Floats can be differentiated based on the density, high or low. These floats can be differentiated. These are to be categorized based on the density. That density may be high density or low density. These floats of the material for the use of construction, which material these are to be used for the preparation of the floats, which material these are to be used for the fabrication of floats, their construction and pressure they can be withstand. That material which is to be used for the construction of float, whether that can be withhold the pressure or not, it is to be done, it is to be performed. Later ones the further classified as surface floats and deep sea floats. That is, these floats that can be further again classified as a deep, that is floats, these are the surface floats and deep sea floats. But these floats are further for our convenience classified into different three categories, different three types. One is the floats made up of low density material, those floats which is to be manufactured, the float which is to be fabricated by materials. That materials is the low density material, and with the help of this low density material we can prepare the floats. The floats made up of low density material. Second, floats made up of high density material. Sometimes the floats, these are to be manufactured, these are to be created, fabricated with the help of high density material. It is called as floats made up of high density material. Second type. And third type, that is special floats. A special material. That special material, these are to be used for the fabrication of the floats, and these special floats, these are to be fabricated. Special float, these are to be manufactured. Means these three types of float, these are to be used in fish construction, in fishing gear industry. One is the float which is to be made up of low density material. Second, float which is to be made up of high density material. And third, special floats which is to be made, which is to be manufactured by special type of material. One by one we have see that first the floats made up of low density material, then we have see the float made up of high density material and special type of floats. The first, floats made up of low density material. Following are the various floats made up of low density material. Following are the various floats which is to be made up of low density materials. Number 1, woods. Wood is the best and most ancient floats. Wood is the best and most ancient float which is to be manufactured and fabricated in ancient time for the use of fishing gear for the fishing industry. Wooden floats are used in indigenous fishing. Wooden floats are used in indigenous fishing, especially for gill nets. Number of wooden floats, these are to be manufactured in fishermen in common areas or in inland areas in Indian areas. These woods, number of floats, these are to be prepared by common fishermen. Those wood which is to be available nearby fishermen. In ancient time, these types of floats are used in all over the Indian waters. That is, wooden floats are used in indigenous fishing, especially for gill nets. And in ancient times, in ancient period, this type of floats are used in all over the Indian waters. That is the woods. These woods, they are easily available. These woods are easily available and relatively cheap. Woods are easily available, relatively cheap, and their buoyancy is to be 650 gram to 1000 cc. How much buoyancy these are to be occur to the woods? Woods buoyancy these are to be occur. It is to be 650 gram per 1000 cc or cubic centimeter. Means as compared to the other floats, these wooden floats or these woods, these are to be relatively cheap and easily available, and their buoyancy is to be how much? Their buoyancy of the wood is to be 650 gram per 1000 cubic centimeter, and that's why these woods, these are to be important. But when these are used for long period, what is the drawback of these wood or these wooden floats? When wooden float, these are to be prepared, these are to be fabricated, but when these wooden floats are used for long period, then they absorb water, their color is to be blackening and crack on drying. When these are to be drying in summer period, then these are to be cracked down, and when these are to be cracked down, completely these are to be broken. On cracking, drying, or they can be decomposition due to contact in water. Continuous contact in water and above out of water, when these floats, these are to be occur. Deep in water, remove outside the water, these are to be dry, crack, sometime decomposition, these are to be occur. Number of microbes, these are to be occur. Rotting, these are to be done, and decomposition, these are to be occur. Completely these floats, these are to be withered down, and this withering is to be done regular way, that is annually these float, these are to be withered म्हणजे झिजणे, त्याची झीज होते, and this wooden plate, it can be broken down, decomposed down, and after it becomes rotting and wither completely, it can be destroyed, eroded. कालावधीनंतर ठराविक वर्षांतर 1, 2, 3, 4 वर्षानंतर हा संपूर्ण वुडन फ्लोट काय होतो? रॉटिंग, सडतो, कुजतो, and it is to be completely destroyed. It is to be completely a destroyed condition. That's why this wooden float, no doubt it is to be used in ancient time, no doubt its buoyancy is to be good, but when it is to be exposure for long period, long time, then it is to be decomposed and rotting, completely destroyed within 3 to 4 years. That's why these wooden floats, these are to be back down, then new material, these are to be arise. As the development, these are to be formed, and that new material is, that is the cork floats. The float, these are to be developed, float, these are to be manufactured with the help of cork. That float is called as cork float. It is easily available, high buoyant, and they are mostly used in surface gillnet. That is, cork is easily available, it is high buoyant surface float on water surface, and they are mostly used in surface gillnets. Their buoyancy is to be 825 gram per 1000 cubic centimeter. Means as compared to the wooden, buoyancy of cork is to be more, buoyancy of cork is to be high. And what is the buoyancy rate? The cork buoyancy rate is to be 825 gram per 1000. Means this cork it is available easily, high buoyant. They are mostly used in surface gillnet, and due to the high buoyancy, it is to be used on large scale, on large quantity. They cannot stand rough handling. These cork float cannot stand rough handling, absorb water on continuous operation, and in contact with surface and sun rays, it is not strong and it can be withering. That is, what is the, it is to be in contact with, here is in contact. In contact with sun rays, constant exposure of light, constant exposure of sun rays, it is not strong and it can be withering. Again, these cork is to be wither. कॉर्क हा सुद्धा जर तुम्ही जास्त सूर्यप्रकाशात ठेवता तो काय होतो, झिजतो किंवा त्याची काय होते, झीज होते, विदरिंग होते, अँड इट इज टू बी डिस्ट्रॉय. दॅट्स वाय कॉर्क इज टू बी अगेन बॅकलेस. देन नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टंट float material, that is thermocol. Again, today this thermocol is to be banned by government because it is the non-durable, but it is to be not decomposed readily, and number of problems these are to be caused, pollution these are to be occur. Due to that, this thermocol is also banned today. Thermocol is the expanded polystyrene. Thermocol is the expanded polyestyrene, but today due to it more usage, it causes water pollution, so it can be banned today because thermocol is the expanded polyestyrene, but today due to its more uses it causes water pollution, so it can be banned today. It has very light, do not absorb water. This thermocol is very light, do not absorb water, easy for handling. It has very high buoyancy as compared to other. It has very high buoyancy as compared to other. Its buoyancy is to be 900 gram per 1000 cc. Remember that buoyancy of wood is to be 650, buoyancy of cork is to be 825, and buoyancy of thermocol is to be 900 gram per 1000 cc. Means in these three material, this thermocol is more buoyant, it is the buoyancy is to be more. They are used for all variety of nets. These thermocol is to be used for all variety of net. Their only disadvantage is that they cannot withstand the pressure. The only drawback of this thermocol, only disadvantages of this thermocol is they cannot withstand for the pressure. When more pressure these are to be exerted, it can be broken down, it can be damaged. When pressure these are to be exerted on thermocol, it can be damaged, it can be broken down, and when it is to be broken down, human being becomes sinking to the bottom, or those material these are to be kept on this thermocol, these are to be sinking to the bottom, these are to be deep penetrated into the water body. That's why this thermocol today, due to the heavy cause of water pollution banned by government. Then fourth type of floats, sponge plastic. Fourth type of float is the sponge plastic. Plastic is to be used, but that type of plastic is to be sponge plastic. That is PVC, polyvinyl chloride. These are light. PVC, sponge plastic, polyvinyl chloride. These PVC, these are light, do not rot, do not absorb water. Its buoyancy is about 800 to 860 gram per 1000 cc. Buoyancy of this sponge or plastic is to be how much? 800 to 860 gram per 1000 cc. It is light, do not absorb water, and do not rot. That's why this plastic these are to be used as a floats in number of occasions, number of construction of net. But its pressure resistance is poor. And hence it is used in nets as gill nets and seine nets. Again, this sponge plastic, its pressure withstand pressure is to be very poor, withstand pressure is to be very, very less. Again, similar to that of the thermocol, this sponge plastic is to be broken down, damaged down. That's why this pressure is to be, or the pressure of this plastic sponge is to be very poor, and hence it is used in nets as gill nets and seine nets for the preparation of these nets. All these are the various types of low density float materials. These are to be used for the construction of the nets, for the construction of the manufacturing of gears, in today's nets. Among these, first thermocol, sponge plastic, cork, or that is the wooden part. These are to be act as a, that is a floats. These floats, these are to be seen. These are to be here. See here. See, these are the some floats. These are the some float. Figure showing low density float material used in netting construction. Used in netting construction. These float, these are to be seen. These float, these are to be found. Yes. This is the wooden float. I have coated red color. Yes, this is the float material, means wooden part. These wooden part act as a floats in number of occasions, number of ways. Then that is yellow color. That is the cork material. These are the cork. This cork is to be used as a float in number of occasions, in number of ways. That is, in some occasions, in some ways, this green color is also act as a floats, low density float, and it is to be manufactured by rubber. But again, this rubber has its limitation and its durability. Hence, this rubber is to be not used at all, because it is to be more weight and it is to be flexible. That's why it is to be not keeping a perfect position. Hence, this float is to be abundantly used. Then this is the thermocol. This is the thermocol which is to be coated by pink color, and this thermocol, that is pink color floats, are the thermocol floats. Again, this thermocol floats, among all these floats, buoyancy of thermocol float is to be more, 900 gram per 1000 cc, and that's why this thermocol is to be used abundantly. But again, withstand pressure, its power is to be very low, very less, and hence due to this thermocol, maximum water bodies, these are to be polluted. Hence, government, these are to be banned, this thermocol. The next important floats, that is blue color, that is the sponge plastic. And this sponge plastic, again, this sponge plastic, these are to be used, but there again withstand of pressure, it is to be low, less, it is to be not rotting, then resistant to water, but durability is to be good, but pressure withstand is to be less. Hence, this material is also replaced. Means all wooden floats, cork floats, rubber float, thermocol floats, and that is sponge plastic. These are the various material. These are to be used for the manufacture of, that is float, which is to be used in construction of nets, construction of gears. Yes. Synthetic rubbers, low water absorption. Synthetic rubbers are the floats which is to be have low water absorption, high buoyancy, which is not lost by continuous operation. This synthetic rubber is low water absorption, high buoyancy, which is not lost by continuous operation. It is easy storage and possibility of molding into shape. There is possibility of molding into any shape. This rubber is the one possibility. This rubber is to be one way, good atom, and it is, what is the good atom? It is easy storage, possibility of molding into any shape, any part, any material, it can be molded and it can be kept for 1 month, 2 months, or in bags also. It can handle and carrying very easy, but it cannot withstand pressure, showing above mentioned figures. Again, similar to that of the thermocol, similar to that of the sponge plastic, this synthetic rubber is also withstand with pressure. Its power is to be less, low, and it is to be breakdown, it is to be not maintained. Hence, all these synthetic rubber, thermocol floats, sponge plastic float, wooden floats, or the other different floats, these are to be cork float, these are to be used. All these floats, these are to be seen in above figures. Hope you have understood these floats. See the figure. In this figure, the float, these are to be used, and these floats, these are to be nothing but the, it is to be indicated in red color. These are the float, and these float, these are to be maintaining the net steady depth, as well as steady perpendicular condition. With the help of these floats and these sinkers, this net, these are to be perpendicular operated in the water bodies, and it is a perfect shape. That's why these floats and sinkers, these are to be most used in fish constructions, or that is fabrication of gears and nets. Hope you have understood all these. In next part we have see the next article. Thank you all of you.